153 days since now 16-year-old Sebastian Rogers vanished from his home in Hendersonville. His disappearance sparked national headlines, but now his father says the case is losing momentum. With National Missing Children's Day coming up on Sunday, he is raising his voice and demanding urgency. News 2's Caitlin.
I went and talked to neighbors, and every single one of them, every single one, welcomed me. And if they had video surveillance, they gave it to me. The only person that would not talk to me, as the only person that had something to hide and wouldn't talk to me. You know, she has a son that's hiding and waiting for somebody in the dark, late night on the 25th. And there needs to be some explaining for that. I'll just leave it at that.
That we are going to keep searching, we are going to keep looking, we are going to find him, and we are going to bring him home.
Since we first aired the video last month, authorities have said no evidentiary value.
It is of no evidentiary value. It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No.
Why?
Because the investigation remains ongoing.
Yeah, I'm working on behalf of Sebastian. I am not, my client is Sebastian, and they're the guardians that have the ability to sign.
It just started. Hi Dad, I know this is gonna sound weird, but tomorrow's picture day. So could you send some decent clothes over to me so that I can wear the decent clothes and be handsome for my birthday with all decent clothes? Mom.
Because our heart is missing. He is my world. I need him. I need him back with me.
Look at this motherfucker, y'all.
Okay.
Can you see him?
Actually turn that mic on. Welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh my God.
Hold on here.
I'm so irritated right now. I
need
really
to make
thought
a
I was
gap
getting
after
fucking...
I do this
Show me
intro.
It's fucking bad. It says same eye.
There we go. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on a Thursday night, for me anyway. Today's agenda, we played an audio that I came across. I know it's been played multiple times. It's something that came from former PI Heather Cohen, who worked with Seth Rogers. There was a phone call where she was trying to get the details on the Proudfoot side, just trying to get, the narratives and just kind of, get all the details. But it was like pulling teeth. But this phone call is very wild. And the one I've got, I'm trying to get the original as we speak, because I know there's more to it. But there's areas in that audio, at least the one that I have right now, where, there's parts where you can't really understand what they're saying, and it kind of cuts out in certain areas. So I enhanced it, and there's a lot of stuff in here that I didn't notice the first time we listened to this. Because I played it yesterday, and I've got more of it, a little bit more. I don't have the whole thing yet, but again, I am working on that. But wow, it really shows the picture of who was really trying to create the narrative between the two, Crispy and KK. And yeah, we'll cover that, see what you guys think about also the... did Sebastian actually make it home? The arguments on both sides. We'll look at the screenshot, that was released, and the lighting and all that stuff. Hey, Gil, good to see you, sweetheart. It's been a while. Let's see. Let me look at chat, make sure everything's good before we get started. If you can, please hit that like button. But yeah, if you missed it, wondering what's going on in the last few weeks. Here is Crispy
Look at
on a
this
live
motherfucker,
show
y'all.
here.
Can you see him?
And this
God.
was after Seth was out there protesting in front of Sumner County's Sheriff's Office. And I guess here is Crispy making fun of Seth and him going out there, I'm assuming. Quite the classy guy.
I'm so irritated right now. I really thought I was getting fucking... Show me your...
It's fucking bad.
Well, thank you, Michelle.
That's my name's Deputy Samael, and I'm with the Special Police Department from the hashtag FUBJ.
Show me your thing.
Yeah, I got my
Super soaker.
My super soaker.
So yeah, and there's some photos taken of him, I guess, dressed up, you know, even though Halloween's next month. Looks like he's starting early.
Banjo.
We're going to do.
And again, his stepson is missing, and he's making fun of the father who is trying to get the case put into the FBI, and that is his response. It's pretty disgusting, in my opinion. And I showed this yesterday, but, you know, meanwhile, you've got this lovely couple here, you know, the Hatfield McCoys, Sheila and Fred out there.
Might have been hit or placed
South of where he went missing, a few miles, I believe. And this was a few weeks ago, I believe. At least when it was uploaded. It could have been a little bit later, but I think it was within the last month or so. They're out there, you know, searching for poor Sebastian. Meanwhile, the stepfather is, you know, making fun of the situation. Take that for what it is. Pretty wild. So, let's see. Everybody's coming in. Thank you again to everybody taking the time out of your day to watch the show. We'll get right into the audio here. I promise you'll probably hear, if you've heard it before, I'm hoping you'll hear some things that you haven't before, because it took me about 4 hours to enhance about 12 minutes of audio, because I had to go in and you know, there's parts where it's really loud and there's parts where it's really soft, so it makes it really hard for anybody that's gone in with Audacity and go in there. Anyway, let me just get it. Yeah, I think it's right here. Let me get the audio set up here. Yeah, real winner, right? It's truly disgusting. And people defend this guy. It's mind-blowing. But then when you hear how hard it is for them to, when Heather, you know, PI for Seth, is just trying to get answers, you know, and the narrative to, you know, ultimately the main goal is to find Sebastian Rogers, right? There's no definitive evidence that he ran away, right? If anything, there's more evidence to say that there was likely some kind of abduction. Could have been an outside abduction, but it seems they don't even want to go there, which is, to me, is the biggest red flag, in my opinion. Crispy had a mental assessment. If not, he definitely needs one.
All right.
Yeah. I agree. Oh, I know. This is why this is one of many reasons. Obviously, I'm not going to let Sebastian fly under the radar or get forgotten. But yeah, because, you know, what is the saying? History tends to repeat itself, you know? And let's just say, in theory, you know, they're responsible. Maybe KK is one. Maybe she took his life, and Crispy helped, you know, helped her, you know, clean it up. What's to say, maybe, you know, why they have temporary custody or whatever, how that's working out with Faith, I'm sorry. Wonder if they had a private conversation about, you know, specific details about what they did, and thought she wasn't like in the room or something, or in the house or whatever. What if she overheard that and then they found out? Like, what would, you know, what would they do? Right? Again, if they were, you know, in theory, if they're technically capable of taking one life, a child's life, who's to say they wouldn't do it again? Right? It's so, it blows my mind how much we just don't learn that about the history repeats itself. It's mind blowing. Just looking at chat real quick here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, things could have been different, right? Yeah, because again, it ultimately comes down to Crispy. You know, I would love to see those CPS reports put out publicly. I bet the internet would go. I bet the internet would light up if those things were released. I know he can't. He'd be sued, but man, I wish those would somehow leak out. In my opinion. Transparency is the best policy in my opinion. All right, so Harley, this is audio again. This is older audio, but this is what's interesting about this audio is it's when you look this up. Like, I could not find this audio anywhere except for when it's being listened to. When you type in like the phone call with Heather, you find the one where it's Crispy and he's yelling at Heather and it's F-bomb every other word and showing his true colors. This one is where I'm assuming it's maybe before that phone call. If anybody knows the exact date or approximate date, I'm assuming this is within the first month, right? Seth hires a PI, Heather Cohen, and she calls up the Proud Feet to, get the timeline, right? Again, if it was a runaway or a possible abduction, outside abduction, those details could be very important. Somebody, because they went to all these different places. They went to, the store, then they went to the bowling alley. You never know who was, a creep could have been looking at Sebastian. And maybe they might have went, oh gosh, now kind of thinking about it, when we were at the arcade, there was this creepy guy, looking at Sebastian or trying to get his attention, whatever, but they do not want to go that route at all. So along with that, in this audio, it's, there's parts, cause again, it's Crispy talking most of the time, but Katie's there, which is again, another red flag, because it's like, why is it Crispy talking? Why isn't, if Katie's right there, why isn't she talking? She's the one that was there. Crispy wasn't. Little Red, you probably did. I know I got a couple of emails, but I was already working on it because I had to, get ready for the live. So you may have sent me it. I do apologize. If you did, well, I want to say thank you. But yeah, I already started working on the one that I could get because I had to get, the live prepared. But there's enough in here that's mind-blowing. So again, they'll probably, if you haven't heard it, it's wild. If you have, hopefully there's new stuff you haven't heard, because again, I'm a little experienced in enhancing audio, and that's not just, raising the audio levels. It's, a little more complicated than that. So let's get to it.
I'm asking you to tell me what's right. I'm asking you to tell me what you have.
So again, I'm trying to get the full phone call. I think this was originally released on Justin Clutch and Pearl, where he kind of plays the phone call. I did text him. He said he's going to try to get it to me. But again, I've got 12 minutes, and they're really interesting. And then we'll also get into the see what you guys think about the whole, did he actually make it home?
Actually, no.
About the situation.
Could have set you down and could have told you.
So the female is Heather talking, right? Occasionally you'll hear typing. That's her typing, because I'm assuming she's making a timeline, right? And she's talking to Crispy.
From start to finish, where he's at and what he knows, right?
Where he's at and what he knows?
No. He should have set you down and told you every single thing from day one to where we are at now.
So here, she's trying to get, their timeline of events, and Crispy's already being defensive, saying like, hey, what does Seth know, right? Again, you'll see it's like pulling teeth here. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be, here, let me give you as much information as we can, because you never know, again, if he ran away or if this was an abduction.
Well, I mean, I've gotten most of my information from, I know that, I know about y'all going to BJ's. I know about y'all going to Strike and Spare, and I know y'all picked up Melissa's daughter.
And say, well, hold on.
So, and you can hear Katie in the background. Now, this is where I try to enhance her, because, again, you'll start to hear her really start to, he's doing most of the talking, but she'll kind of pop in.
See, this is where your information is wrong.
Okay.
I did not pick up Melissa's daughter.
First, let me correct you.
I thought that was on an interview. Didn't y'all say?
No, hold on. Let's change. I need you to change your words.
Well, that's why we're talking, so we can clear things, figure things out.
Once again, y'all didn't do shit.
Chris was in Memphis.
Oh, Chris was in Memphis, right? Okay, so
clearly something skipped there. This is why I would love to get the full phone call, because it seems like that changed.
Oh, sorry.
Don't say y'all. Thank you.
Okay, my bad.
So Katie and Sebastian went to BJ's.
Right.
Prior to going to BJ's.
Listen. After picking up our niece.
I said prior to going to BJ's.
Which was not Melissa's.
They went and picked up a niece. That name is not going to be disclosed because it has no business.
Was not Melissa's daughter that I picked up.
Okay.
What you do need to know is
BJ's.
All you need to know is that two sisters, Katie, Sebastian, and children went to BJ's. That is on a video footage.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Law enforcement can confirm that.
Right.
She needs to be picked up.
Names don't need to be extracted, don't need to be out.
Yeah, I mean, minors' names don't need to be thrown out anyway.
Exactly.
No,
Sister doesn't need any more harassment either.
I'm not asking you to tell me what's right. I'm asking you to tell me what you actually know.
About the situation.
Set you down.
Okay, my bad. No,
Sister doesn't need any more harassment either.
Yeah, I haven't said anything about Melissa at all. I haven't even mentioned her.
Well, Melissa, once again, my two sisters on video footage.
Yeah.
That has all been vetted, that has been proven, proof of life, all that bullshit. Everything.
Right, yeah.
From work,
Yeah.
At all.
Now, they go to BJ's. They leave BJ's.
Sebastian and I went to BJ's. Your sisters went their own way. I don't know what they did.
They left BJ's.
So you can hear Katie, trying to, kind of correct and argue with Crispy here, and it gets worse. It starts to kind of become an argument. But yeah, why is Crispy talking? He wasn't there. And clearly she's there. She can form words. She can form sentences. Again, it's all for plausible deniability. He spouts out a timeline, and if anything's wrong, he can just go, well, I wasn't there, right? I mean, it's
just me and Mom left together.
So you and Sebastian leave BJ's.
Okay, can because I don't have actual times.
Listen.
Can I get a timeline on that?
I don't remember the exact time.
I'll give you an on or about time. I can't give you an exact time.
So
use July 360 to give exact.
okay. Listen to this. This is why I wanted to enhance this, because I don't know if you guys maybe have heard this. This is very interesting. Did you guys hear this? Let me back this up a little bit. This is why I'd love to have the full thing, because I think there are some things in here that I would love to enhance, because when she's talking, not a lot of it, but a good portion of it, you can't really, unless you enhance it, you can't really, at least for me, can't really make out what she's saying. But here, do you hear what she says? Yep. Life 360.
BJ's.
Sebastian and I went to BJ's. Your sisters went their own way. I don't know what they did.
Like you said, they left BJ's.
It's just me and Mom left together.
So you and Sebastian leave BJ's.
So apparently they went to BJ's, they bought some stuff, and then eventually went back home for a bit.
Okay, so, can because I don't have actual times.
Listen.
Can I get a timeline on that?
I don't remember the exact
I'll give you an on or about time. I can't give you an exact time.
So
I used your Live 360 to give exact timestamps to the law enforcement.
It was before noon.
Gotcha. Okay.
Did she say she used Life 360 to get timestamps for law enforcement or something like that, but yet they don't know the time? I could have misquoted that. She said Life 360 and law enforcement and time frames. Rachel, in my opinion, you should play Shield. We've gone over that one, Rachel, and actually we might touch on that again. But yeah, yep, they blew them off. Yep, for sure. It's wild. Oh, Life 360. Yeah, I'm not an Apple person, so yeah, that's what she said, right? So why how does she not know the times?
Noon at BJ's?
Yes.
Okay. Law enforcement has the literal, to the second.
We have been told.
Law enforcement had the literal, and I can't make out. It kind of gets cut off. Play that one more time.
I don't have actual times.
Listen.
Can I get a timeline on that?
Sorry.
I don't remember the exact
I'll give you an on or about time. I can't give you an exact time.
So
I used your Live 360 to give exact timestamps to the law enforcement.
It was before noon.
Gotcha. Okay. Noon at BJ's?
Yes.
Okay.
Law enforcement has the literal, to the second.
We have been told we are not to give out exact.
Notice here's Crispy, and he's gonna do this. He is gonna all of a sudden try to change the subject and get her off talking about Life 360. That's the one thing I also took away from that. That again, I didn't hear in the original because again, it's really garbled, and that's why you gotta enhance this. Like I said, this took many hours, and I would love to hear get the original so I could enhance it for everybody and just upload it so everybody could just listen to it without narration, and then look at the comments and see especially in some of the harder parts. But I can definitely enhance it if I can get the original.
Sebastian leave BJ's.
Okay, so can because I don't have actual times.
Listen.
Can I get a timeline on that?
Sorry, went back too far.
I'll give you an on or about time. I can't give you an exact time.
So
I used your Live 360 to give exact timestamps to the law enforcement.
It was before noon.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, she just said, yeah, I got Life 360 to get the exact timestamps, but they don't know the time. That is wild. Hey, History, good to see you. This is an older phone call between Heather. So Seth, this is his first PI he hired, right? Because, things were getting done. It was about a month in, approximately. Correct me in chat again. I know it's within around a month after he went missing. And, I'm sure, after the first week, even probably that first day, he's, there were major red flags, Sebastian doesn't have his shoes. Anyway, she's calling into the Proudfoots to, get a timeline, right? The goal is to find Sebastian, figure out what happened. But Crispy and KK are just giving poor Heather the roughest time. And you can see where Crispy is the one that has to take the narrative. And this is what's the funny thing is, he has to have the one that, has the correct narrative, right? But, nobody else can have a theory or a thought to themselves, right? That's what you'll get from this at the end. Plus, there's some other major red flags, but that's one of them. Kiki says Life 360 can be altered, and they gave it to law enforcement. Wouldn't surprise me. Again, she's definitely tech savvy. Yeah, it'd be interesting to look up Life 360 and kind of see, what, can you, like with a phone, is it where you can still like delete stuff, but is like that memory, even though you deleted stuff, kind of like with the case with Madeline Soto, where what's that piece of garbage name, Stearns, where he reset his phone, but they were able to clearly go back and get the data. But anyway, thank you, Kiki. God bless. Good to see you, Cunningham. All right, let's continue on.
At BJ's.
Yes.
Okay. Law enforcement has the literal.
Yes, I've spoken with him.
We have been told we are not to give out exact times.
Oh my God, I know we've heard this, but how many times have he used this excuse? I would love to get an excuse counter on how many times Crispy has used that excuse that law enforcement told him that he can't give out. That is such horse shit. It almost makes you wonder if it is part true, if there is, the corruption side of things. Somebody in law enforcement said, be careful, but that makes no sense. Like, if this is just a basic runaway, why is getting the timeline such an issue? It makes no sense. And again, how many times has this guy used that excuse? It's so old and it's so stupid.
I'll give you an on or about time. I can't give you an exact time.
So you used your Live 360 to give exact time stamps to the law enforcement.
It was before noon.
Gotcha. Okay. Noon at BJ's.
Yes.
Okay. Law enforcement has the literal, to the second.
We have been told we are not to give out exact times. Directly from law enforcement, we're not breaking that.
But, like I said, they literally used my 360 and they got the timestamp. That route I took, yes. They knew how fast I went. Yep. They knew if I did any stops, which I didn't.
So did you hear that? See, this is some of the audio that I at least from what I've heard on the other lives, I couldn't hear that or make sense of that. So she literally said, they took my Life 360 to see how, fast I was going, something else, but basically, her heartbeat or whatever, what, Life 360 is for. So I do find that very interesting that, she's pointing that out. And Elizabeth, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that. It helps this channel out so much. God bless you. I've certainly been behind on lives and all that stuff, so that really helps. Gail says, in my opinion, lots of discussing things with this case. Oh, there's so many different facets, Gail. For sure. Okay, I'll back that up one more time if you misheard that. I apologize. When I back up, it seems like it goes back like a minute because it's really small.
It was before noon. Gotcha. Okay. Noon at BJ's.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Law enforcement has the literal, to the second.
We have been told we are not to give out exact times. Directly from law enforcement, we're not breaking that.
But, like I said, they literally used my 360 and they got the timestamp. That route I took, yes. They knew how fast I went. Yep. They knew if I did any stops, which I didn't.
So how fast I went, how many stops is what I'm hearing. So very interesting that she's pulling, mentioning this Life 360. It's the most I've ever heard about this, Apple Watch that now is, gone. You would think if there was no foul play, why is the Apple Watch now gone, right? And she's never gotten a new one. Very suspicious. I I would think they would pull the data and, you know, here you go. But yeah, very suspicious that thing is. And again, it's not like they took that like originally, at least that I know of. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Because clearly they didn't take their cell phones until weeks later. They took Seth's phone, but they didn't take the Proudfoot's phones until 2 weeks later, according to Seth. Which again, I just feel like this is like the John Ramsey case all over. It's like every mistake you could make, straight from the beginning, they did. Kiki says it's so easy to alter my kids. Have done it to me. Laugh out loud. Huh? Alter the Life 360. Interesting. I'll have to do some research on that. That is interesting.
They know, like, they literally know every detail because we have upgraded 360, so they literally, and I have a thing in my car with a camera.
So she just said, I literally have the upgraded thing of the Life 360. So reinforcing that, which is interesting, which, you know, I would think is definitely some good detail. And then she mentions the camera in her car. So Murphy's Law, yeah. Hey Jade, hola mom, good to see you, Jade. Appreciate everybody in here. We got almost 600 people in here. God bless you guys for taking the time out of your day to tune in. We are listening to a phone call between a former PI for Seth, just trying to get basic details from the Proud Feet. This was, I think, within the first month. I know I've repeated that, but I know more people are tuning in, so I'm trying to give some context. But the audios that I've seen out there, you know, I think originally came from Justin Clutch and Pearls, so shout out to him. But the phone call itself, there's parts where it's hard to hear. So what I did is I spent this afternoon enhancing those lower parts, which are really, a lot of it's Katie. When she's talking, you can barely kind of, you know, make out what she's saying. So I've enhanced that to the best of my abilities.
Yeah, the dash cam.
It's not a dash cam.
Oh, okay.
Everybody.
Oh, well, thank you.
But all they need to know is in this vehicle, there was something that recorded a video and audio.
But law enforcement has multiple sources to confirm everything that they do, including voice and video.
So this is where I'm going to try to clean this up if I can get the original. Because I cannot understand a word she just said there, but who knows, you know, it could be important, interesting information. I can't understand it. I'll play it one more time. If anybody's wondering what's in the background, these are the unknown car, the 3 a.m. car, playing in the background. This, in my opinion, until, you know, it is officially confirmed that the driver is known, not by some random PI who was paid by the Proud Feet, until this car is, you know, identified. I believe this car could be the vehicle that took Sebastian. But yeah, I can't understand what she says here. I'll back it up one more time. I don't think you guys, I don't know, maybe you guys can.
But all they need to know is in this vehicle, there was something that recorded a video and audio.
But law enforcement has multiple sources to confirm everything that they do, including voice and video.
So I think I could clean that up a little better, because I was trying to go as fast as I could, because it was taking just even 12 minutes. Took me about 3 hours to enhance all the little small parts. But I think whatever she's saying there, I think I could maybe clean it up a little better if I have some more time. And if I have the original, probably have a little bit better quality.
We went home for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
So they were at the house. They wound up eventually.
And unloaded the groceries.
So they were at the house. They wound up eventually leaving there, and they go to strike and spare.
So Katie kind of mentions, yeah, we went home, unloaded the groceries, I think she says, and then of course Crispy comes in and has to, do his thing, and repeat the same damn thing, and then also mention, and then they went to strike and spare. So it's JB's, then strike and spare where they go to play arcade, and then it's Texas Roadhouse, in that order. Yeah, I should have closed captionings on. Please let me know, because I always usually you set that and that should just stay on. I don't have to worry about it every time before I go live. So let me know if CC is on, because if not, then I can't change it to right now if it's not, but I will go and usually it's just when YouTube does an update, it'll sometimes reset your settings. Yeah, GH with stamps for a green hoodie. Good to see you, D. Oh, shoot. Gosh dang it. Clicked on something weird. I know I said I was going live Friday, but I need to kind of make up some hours here. And, so I appreciate coming in, D. God bless you. I hope you're doing well, sweetheart. Yeah, she worked for Brinks. She doesn't anymore, from what I understand. So, all right, let's continue on.
Because the plan was to go bowling, but because there was a bowling tournament going on, they didn't get to bowl. They had to play video games.
There were too long of a wait list, and it was a school night, so I promised to take him bowling another day, and instead we played video games.
But the school night was Sunday night, weekend night going into school. They don't. No, it is not. It's considered a weekend. Don't avoid it.
I think this is where they start to argue here, and this is where again, you can hear some things. Again, if I get the original audio, I'll clean that up, and I'm sure we'll be able to hear some more stuff. But here you can see where, Crispy needs to take, the narrative here. But here Katie's kind of like telling, explaining what's going on at the bowling alley, and they kind of get in a argument or whatever.
Okay, that's still not the problem. So Manchester is a large place. And understand something, you can say that, if you put some shit out there like that, everybody's going to think, oh, well,
so Crispy is clearly, it's like she was going to say something. It's hard. I'll go back, and then I won't say anything because I apologize for jumping in. I'm just repeating what I can kind of hear, and trust me, I have the worst hearing, so I trust what you guys say in chat if I misquote something. But to me, it sounds like they're kind of arguing. It's like Katie wanted to kind of like give some detail, and then you hear Crispy kind of jump in going, no, you should be saying that because then they'll come out and have a narrative, right? So let me back that up, and I won't say anything, and let me know what you guys kind of hear here.
But the school night was Sunday night, weekend night going into school. They don't. No, it is not. It's considered a weekend. Don't avoid it. Okay, that's still not the problem. So Manchester is a large place. And understand something, you can say that, if you put some shit out there like that, everybody's going to think, oh, well, so what's Sunday? But I'm telling you about the dumbass thing.
So, sorry to pause, but did you hear him say, so you can just say nothing, right? Right, let's just give him no details, right? Because, you only have a missing child out there that, again, at this time, if you're innocent, anything could have happened, likely, if he didn't run away, then it's likely some kind of abduction when he got out. Somebody was watching him at one of these places you went to, because you went to multiple places. You never know if there was a creep there, had an eye on Sebastian. But again, you can definitely tell Crispy is arguing with Katie about, saying stuff. And again, this is parts where I couldn't hear that before in the, from the other videos. And that's not, judging those other ones. It's just, again, it's just something that needs to be cleaned up.
Okay, that's still not the problem. Semantics is a large place. And understand something, you can say that, if you put some shit out there like that, everybody's gonna think, oh, well, who's the cool guy? So what's it Sunday? But I'm telling you about the dumbass thing. All fucking day.
Alright. So, after BJ's...
So, Chloe's like, or Heather, I'm sorry, not Chloe. Heather kind of jumps in because it's like they're clearly getting into it. Crispy's not having it, because God forbid you give a little bit of detail about, what's going on the night before he goes missing, right? But, Crispy and his, they'll have a narrative, or they'll have a theory, right? We can't have that. We can't, have some, thoughts out there, right? I've got to be the one that, I bring the poof, right? I bring the poof and the truth.
But I'm telling you about the dumbass thing.
Yeah, he's a bastard. Sorry.
All fucking day.
Alright. So, after BJ's, went home to unload groceries, then went to Striking Fair, played in the arcade.
So here's the thing, as I would have to list, first I'd have to go, well, it took me 3 hours to clean it up. RLF, I would love to do that. Trust me, I would love to do that. But again, if I took the AI, it's going to try to just pick up what it believes it's hearing, right? That doesn't mean it's going to be 100% correct. And that's same with me. Like, I even have worse hearing. So again, the captions that I come up with, maybe 80% of it's right. But again, you got to keep that in mind. Like, it's quite a process. But I do agree. It would be nice to have the captions. But again, I just got this, and just doing the enhancing the audio, I just got it done just before my live. So, but I do agree. I understand. It would be nice to have those captions. Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying, RLF. And yeah, if I get the original, I'll definitely try to clean it up, and maybe I can try to run the AI because I do want to just have this as a video where, I'm not interrupting. It's just a video that everybody can watch and, give their input on what, because there's definitely areas where it's really chalky, and I'm sure, there's some people with some really great ears, much better than mine, I guarantee, that could probably, say, oh, here at this timestamp, that's what she's saying. Because again, I think there is probably some interesting stuff in here, right? Just how like Crispy's acting, like you can see like how Crispy is the one, he has to control this narrative, right? It just adds so much more context to now everything. And then wait until we get done, and then we play a little bit of the interview from Chronicles Olivia, and you're watching him while she's doing the talking. It makes so much sense as to why like he looks like that. It is wild. Oh, thank you, Sandra, for the $20. I appreciate that. God bless you. And Rhonda, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. You guys are so sweet. God bless you guys. Yeah, there'll be caption. Okay, so the captions are working. Yeah, I'm sure they're not going to be, especially when I'm playing the audio, it's not going to be, 100%. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. I apologize, and let me play.
Semantics is a large place. And understand something, you can say that, if you put some shit out there like that, everybody's gonna think, oh, well, who's the cool guy? So what's it Sunday? But I'm telling you about the dumbass thing.
All right. So after.
So now Chloe comes in. I feel like this again. This is like the audio skipped a bit, because it's like all of a sudden the fight just ends. I could be wrong. Maybe they, just like okay, whatever. But anyway, so now we have Chloe coming in again. Probably like, oh my God, I'm just trying to get a detailed timeline. Like, why is this got to be so hard?
BJ's, went home to unload groceries, then went to Striking Fair, played in the arcade for a while because.
All that's been vetted by video?
Yeah.
Nobody spoke to Sebastian as far as it's old. They can't see anywhere in the videos that they were following.
Played in the arcade.
Okay, this part's important. This is another one that's like, again, I couldn't understand it until I kind of enhanced it, and still it's very rocky for sure. But they start talking about the arcade, and because apparently there's video of them. Allegedly, according to Crispy, it's kind of grainy. I've heard it's not as bad as Crispy's trying to make it out. But you'll notice in this part, they quickly run through like, hey, there was no suspicious people. There's nothing, nothing to see here. Like, check this out. It's absolutely wild.
All fucking thing.
Sorry, I went.
All right.
Nobody spoke to Sebastian as far as it's old. They can't see anywhere in the videos that they were following.
Played in the arcade.
Nobody spoke to Sebastian as far as it's old. They can't see anywhere in the videos that they were following.
So there's Crispy clearly saying there's nobody that spoke to Sebastian. Again, this is so opposite of what my limited experience with like Candace Cooley, where okay, we've looked at this person, checked this guy out, but we're not 100%, and we've kind of focused on this part of the video, but maybe there's some people over here we're not sure about. Again, being optimistic, open-minded. Here it's nothing to see here. There's nothing going on. Everything's normal, right? It's almost like he knows what happened, right? In my opinion, am I wrong? Like, this is not how, somebody that, has no idea what happened to their child and is, trying to get answers, and trying to, again, be open-minded about different possibilities of, somebody, looking at Sebastian as a potential, abduction or whatever.
It's something that you're going to basically on that has been eliminated.
Yeah, I did talk to that.
So let me back that up just a little bit, because that's another one. It's like, what?
Nobody spoke to Sebastian as far as it's old. They can't see anywhere in the videos that they were following.
Played in the arcade.
Nobody spoke to Sebastian as far as it's old. They can't see anywhere in the videos that they were following. That is something that you're going to basically on that has been eliminated.
Yeah, I did.
So you see that? That is something that I would speculate on, but that has been eliminated. Boom. Nothing to see here. Don't look at the bowling footage. There's nothing, right? We there's no way we missed anything, right? Look how many times I looked at just a 2 to 4 minute clip, and it took me, months till I noticed different things, right? Just looking at that 3M video, it took me 5 months until I realized the damn motion light sensor was triggered, right? It was there that whole time, but it's just like, you're so focused on this part of the video that you don't realize there's something glaringly obvious that's popping up, right? But to Crispy, it's like, hey, nope, nothing here. There's no strangers, or, stranger danger, whatever. Fishy people looking at Sebastian, suspicious people. It's been cleared. It's eliminated, right? Mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. And I doubt he's even probably, maybe he saw like a clip of this. I'm sure the mother has. But how would he know that like there isn't something suspicious, right? That the mother didn't see. That there's a guy standing in the back, of the arcade watching Sebastian, right? How does he know that there's nothing in that video? Again, that just a major red flag. Not the type of thinking you would think if somebody is open-minded to, all possibilities. Right, social. Yeah, I don't know if they would do that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's weird. So for the bowling video. Oh, does he have the bowling video? I don't know if he'd want that out there or not. But yeah. It would be interesting to see, just add more context, right?
I did talk to them about that, and they said that the cameras were shit. That they weren't really able to see a whole lot of anything at the stuff.
But they went all the way back to BJ, all at from Jet. Texas Roadhouse.
Okay, now we get to Texas Roadhouse. This is where Crispy does something very interesting. It's very, in my opinion, very deliberate. So let's play this here.
And they confirmed again the video there. They even showed Seth a clip of it after his little, I haven't seen proof of what comment, even though he had.
What did he tell you about that?
About what?
Okay, tell me what you guys hear, because this is the part where I can't understand what she says, but I'm sure one of you guys can pick this up. So let me back this up, because I can't understand quite what she says here.
And they confirmed again the video there. They even showed Seth a clip of it after his little, I haven't seen proof of what comment, even though he had.
What did he tell you about?
You guys understand any of that? I kind of understand the first part. They confirmed that he's there and something else. And then it's just gibberish to me. I'll play it one more time, see if you guys can understand it.
Back to BJ, all at from Jet.
But we went straight from Texas
Roadhouse.
And they confirmed again the video there. They even showed Seth a clip of it after his little, I haven't seen proof of what comment, even though he had.
I have no idea what she says right there. If anybody knows, let me know in the chat. I'll play that and then just continue it. But I cannot understand what she says there. I can understand that first part where she says it's like he's confirmed, and it's like almost like she says like shirt. Let's see, proof of life comments. Oh.
But they went all the way back to BJ, all at from Jet.
But we went straight from
Texas Roadhouse.
And they confirmed again the video there. They even showed Seth a clip of it after his little, I haven't seen proof of what comment, even though.
Oh, proof of life comments. Okay, yeah. Okay, I hear that. Yeah, the proof of life comments. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, all right. That makes sense.
What did he tell you about that?
Oh, and yeah, that makes sense that Seth, yeah, that they're mentioning Seth. Oh, did he tell you that? Okay, that makes much more sense. Muckfoot.
About what?
That his little comment he had some proof of life such as Friday or
Insinuating
Thursday or Friday when I last saw or heard from my son.
Yeah, I heard about that comment. I mean, he hasn't said it to me, but I had heard about the comment.
Do you know what comment they're like referring to exactly? Like, I don't. Sorry, play that one more time. I'm going to back that up too much.
Can I tell you about that?
About what?
That his little comment he has in proof of life such as Friday or Thursday or Friday when I last saw or heard from my son.
Yeah, I heard about that comment. I mean, he hasn't said it to me, but I had heard about the comment.
But see, this is where, like, truth home is where everything needs to come out. He knew there was proof of life prior to that. He started some shit and caused a fucking stir, caused a meeting. They showed him a video, Texas Roadhouse. They showed when they walked out of Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
And so here's Crispy getting mad because Seth is looking for proof of life. I mean, how can you blame a father who, has no idea, right? And, there's red flags from day one. The second he got text messages from Chris, all the way to getting to the house and noticing that Sebastian's shoes are there, and nobody's out there, screaming for Sebastian. And, again, you can't blame the guy, but of course Crispy, is flipping out again for a father who's just, trying to get answers, right?
He has seen a video of Sebastian at the fucking house Sunday night, taking the fucking trash out.
And again, why the language? Like, how dare he ask about the last, proof of life? Again, how does he know? Like, because all we know is, he allegedly went missing Sunday night, but, I'm not sure when's the last time he actually physically saw his son. So, again, he's going to want to see that day leading up to when he allegedly went missing. And, is there any, fishy stuff? And Crispy here is, not having it. Just absolutely disgusting.
First of all, prior to that, he started some shit and caused a fucking stir, caused a meeting. They showed him a video, Texas Roadhouse. They showed when they walked out of Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
He has seen a video of Sebastian at the fucking house Sunday night, taking the fucking trash out.
Right.
From inside, Michael?
Yeah. So, okay, so you guys got...
Do you see the frustration where we have?
Yeah.
No.
I do. But it's nice to have...
No, a father asking, for proof of life. He supposedly went to all these places. He wasn't there, right? He doesn't know, like, all he's hearing is what you allegedly said happened that day, but until he sees the footage, God knows, I mean, he could have been missing that morning, that Sunday, all these places they went to could have been a lie, or she was there but without Sebastian. It's mind-boggling, but not surprising after covering this case for so long. Oh, sorry.
First of all, prior to that, he started some shit and caused a fucking stir, caused a meeting. They showed him a video, Texas Roadhouse. They showed when they walked out of Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
He has seen a video of Sebastian at the fucking house Sunday night, taking the fucking trash out.
Right.
From inside, Michael?
Yeah. So, okay, so you guys got...
Do you see the frustration where we have?
Yeah. I do. But it's nice to have, like, a conversation with you instead of having to get everything...
Right, to actually get the timeline, get your guys' side of the story. But apparently, it's offensive to them.
Everywhere else.
The main goal is finding Sebastian Rogers, right? But that is, again, that's clearly not Crispy's agenda. This is just an inconvenience.
Definitely
and we went home straight from Texas Roadhouse. And we were home for approximately 15 minutes before he took the trash out. And he is on video, and the FBI was able to clear it up and confirm that it's him.
So that's another part that I enhanced. You may have been able to hear that before, but I missed the FBI part. So she said the FBI did confirm that it was him, which is an interesting statement. That's a big, bold statement. I lean a little more towards that he was made it home, but I do think there's a good possibility he didn't as well. Especially after seeing her put that headset in her ear, and now the green hoodie lady back on the board. In my opinion, I don't think she's cleared. So yeah, but we'll get to that part after this phone call. It's almost over, I think.
Even though you can tell it's him from a mile away because of how he runs, it's just, you can tell from his mannerisms. The second you look at it, it's him running, but still.
Those details don't.
Susan, you said you saw the trash video and think Seth should be able to tell? Interesting. I mean, can you explain where you saw it? And I will give the argument both sides about, whether it was him or not. Man, that would be interesting to see. That's for sure. I still don't know why they wouldn't release that, for sure. For people to examine, right?
Don't have any bearing in this.
Yeah.
The phone call was made, whether it was a FaceTime, a Zoom call.
The only reason.
So there's another part where it gets cut off, and there's more context because she asks, she starts asking about that night, and she asks, because they say they're on a phone call after she put Sebastian to bed, and she asks hey, was it a FaceTime or whatever, and he gets upset at her.
Those details don't have any bearing in this.
Yeah.
The phone call was made, whether it was a FaceTime, a Zoom call.
The only reason.
A voice chat.
Yeah, the only reason that I am curious about that is just whether it was possible that he had heard any of that conversation.
No. Once again, our conversations are not where children can hear them.
So again, here is Chris, who is in allegedly Memphis, saying, well, no, Sebastian couldn't hear our conversation. Yet, again, he's in Memphis. Why can't Katie's right there, next to the phone. Why is he speaking? Again, the argument for this entire video, if Katie's there and she can form sentences. But then he says, well, we never have conversations in front of children, which, I'm sure, Chris. I'm sure.
About that, it's just whether it was possible that he had heard any of that conversation.
No. Once again, our conversations are not where children can hear them.
Well, I believe that it was would have upset him. Yeah, no, it's not like we were arguing or anything. We spend time on the phone daily because we live separately the majority of the time when he's on travel. So we call. Yeah.
Listen to that again.
Travel. We spend time on the phone daily because we live.
It's not cooperating.
Separately.
Maybe you rewind. I know that.
Well, can you correct me?
Somewhere between 9 and 12. There was a tell her, and Mom told him, Sebastian, whatever you're doing, knock it off and go to bed. And Mom told him, Sebastian, whatever you're doing in there, knock it off and go to bed. He said, yes, ma'am.
Now, doesn't that sound like him, you know, how Sebastian would probably have to respond to Crispy and not Katie? Yes, ma'am. Because that's always his response when, you know, he's always talking about Sebastian and having a conversation. And yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So weird. Again, talking like he was there. Just looking at chat here, kind of. All right, he's lying. Yeah. Oh, what kind of car did I determine? I think the best guess is some kind of Toyota or Honda Accord is, I think, yeah, Honda Accord. I have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure Honda Accord's the best fit with the lights. One of the things that AI was able to tell from the 3M car is that it could notice that it had what's called dual lights, dual LED lights, which is like, so you have your headlights, and you know, in these kind of newer cars, not like the newest car, but you know, I think it's a 4th generation. Don't quote me. Where you've got the main headlight, and then there's these headlights on the trim almost that are on as well, and it could kind of detect that, and then going off the tail lights. Again, it's not 100%, but definitely, you know, a 4-door sedan, silver, dark gray, likely, you know, a Toyota Camry or a Honda Accord, which again is pretty much what people had said from the very beginning. So no surprise there. So let's finish this up, and then just a couple more things here. I do appreciate everybody in here and supporting the channel. Kiki says, Katie says, from video inside my car, the video Seth saw was grainy and a Ring camera. Wait, she says that? Yeah, this is why I need to get the original and clean that up.
Any buried in this. Yeah. Phone call was made, whether it was a FaceTime, a Zoom call.
The only reason,
a voice chat.
yeah, you know, the only reason that I heard about that comment. I mean, he has
taken the fucking trash out.
Right.
From inside Michael.
Yeah, so Justin says because yeah, there would be audio inside the car, and again, we kind of explained that, you know, let's just say he didn't make it home, she could easily just play, an audio of an old like conversation with Sebastian, and again, because remember the camera is pointing towards the road, even though the camera is inside the car, obviously it's pointing towards the road, but it does have audio. So again, it has no idea what the people inside the vehicle are actually doing other than what's the audio, right? So again, she could easily transfer him out and play some audio just as she's pulling into the driveway, you know, of, you know, hey, did you do your homework, or, you know, whatever, and, you know, him responding, you know, but from a pre-recorded call, and no one be none the wiser, right?
Yeah. So, okay, so you guys got...
Do you see the frustration where we have?
Yeah. I do. But it's nice to have like a conversation with you instead of having to get everything, you know, everywhere else. Definitely.
And we went home straight from Texas Roadhouse, and we were home for approximately 15 minutes before he took the trash out.
So that is very interesting. 15 minutes after getting home, They left Texas Roadhouse, I believe it's 6:25-ish, and then it's about 10, 15 minutes, I guess. It's probably a little less than that, 10 to 12 minutes. So they get home, say 6:45-ish. So he's taking the trash out somewhere around 7 p.m. Now, obviously it's nighttime because we know when they leave Texas Roadhouse, it's now dark.
And he is on video, and the FBI was able to clear it up and confirm that it's him.
That is a very interesting statement.
Even though you can tell it's him from a mile away because of how he runs, it's just, you can tell from his mannerisms. The second you look at it, it's him running, but still.
So she says he's running in that. That would be interesting if that really is the case. I'd be curious if Seth noticed the subject running.
Those details don't have any bearing in this.
Yeah.
The phone call was made.
Okay, so
whether
there's
it was
the phone
FaceTime,
call.
a Zoom call,
The only
whether it was
reason-
a voice chat.
Yeah, the only reason that I am curious about that is just whether it was possible that he had heard any of that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not like we were arguing or anything. I'm on the phone daily because we live separately the majority of the time when he's on travel, so we call. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't forget to mention the CPS reports, and he can't be around Sebastian when Sebastian's home. Let's not forget that.
Listen to that again.
Travel. I mean, we spend time on the phone daily because we live
It's not cooperating.
separately.
Maybe
We live separately. Oh, that's what he was trying to point out. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that. We live separately?
Maybe
No, what you said.
I know that.
Well, can you correct me?
Somewhere between 9 and 12. There was a
Oh, sorry.
Listen to that again.
Travel. I mean, we spend time on the phone daily because we live
It's not cooperating.
separately.
Maybe
no, what
Why do you live separately? I wonder. Wonder what would have caused you guys to have to live separately. I mean, I know he works. I'm sure he's got, hours, but that's such a interesting word choice. You guys live separately.
what you said.
I know that.
Well, can you correct me?
Somewhere between 9 and 12. There was a tell her, and Mom told him, Sebastian, whatever you're doing, knock it off and go to bed. There was a tell her, and Mom told him, Sebastian, whatever you're doing in here, knock it off and go to bed. He said, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now my dog's gonna want to start barking. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. There was something I was gonna ask you. Okay, so I did want to go back to where
I think this is it.
you had said that you didn't think you ran away, that you ran away. So what do you think?
I don't have.
Listen.
One of us have an idea.
None of us have an idea. That is just... I'm sorry. Again, I have very limited experience, but my experience with the mothers I worked with, and both, one was a homicide case with their child, one's, run away, where he ended up, sadly lost in a mountain range and sadly probably succumbed to the elements, was dealing with mental issues. Both of them, their mind's always clicking. They're always, the gears are turning. Always. Theories. What could have happened? Especially with Candace, because, that case was, there was just so many working parts in that case. especially because it's a homicide. And there's just so many things that James Brenner did to Dylan Rounds, and not just what he did to Dylan Rounds, but what he did before and after, because he drove Dylan's truck around. There was just so many things in that case. There's so many, the truck was cleaned. It was so weird, and so, yeah, gears turning. Every time I interviewed her or spoke to her over the phone, or when I was out there searching with her and the team, they're always got theories running, right? Their mind is racing, right? Because they want answers and they're trying to make sense. They are just shut down, shut off. It is the complete opposite, and makes no sense. Rachel 508, God bless you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for the support. God bless you, sweetie. CBS would have to tell Seth info they had no legal right to tell his bio dad. Yeah, the CPS thing, that's very I don't know if complicated is the right word, but yeah, again, definitely CPS failed Sebastian, that's for sure. But yeah, what they're able to say and not, I'm not as informed about, all the things about CPS. I mean, I understand CPS, but, the minute details.
All we can tell you is that's why I asked you, what did you exactly know in this case? What Seth has told you? Makes it easier for us to fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Because your client has that is narrative, that's what he's painting.
Oh.
So I just need to know what's being.
Yeah.
Because your client has an idea in his head.
I agree.
That is his narrative, that's what he's painting. Oh. So I just need to know what's being said.
So this is another part that I had to enhance, because you could make out some of it, but you couldn't. At least to me, I couldn't hear everything, and now kind of enhancing it, you can hear a little bit better. This is pretty much the end here, but this again, this is a major red flag. Here, Crispy is saying I want to know what Seth knows, right? Which is weird, right? What about the, again, it's so sketchy.
I don't have.
Listen.
Either one of us have an idea.
Yeah.
All we can tell you is that's why I asked you, what did you exactly know in this case? What Seth has told you?
Notice he changes. This is the part that I wanted to mention. Notice he flips it, right? She asked them, what do you guys think, right? There's two of them there. They have brains, right? They got brain cells, hopefully. They can come up with thoughts, theories, right? I mean, you have no definitive proof of what exactly happened other than that he just vanished. You're over, within a month out, and you don't have any thoughts of what happened by then. A month out, you have no kind of big working theory at this point. That is nonsense. This is such bullshit. I could guarantee a Candace Cooley in the Dylan Rounds case, within the first 24 hours, probably had 10 working theories, whatever, and was constantly every day just thinking, okay, this could have happened, this could have happened, maybe this, And every time I interviewed her, we were always kind of, she wouldn't jump around a lot, but she did. We'd jump around to different kind of things. But next time I'd interview her, she would probably get a little bit more information, from law enforcement or whatever. and then now that kind of helps her, either shoot down a theory that she had, or now kind of lean more towards, one of her theories, right? How in the hell, a month out, you don't have any kind of working theories, right? That is such nonsense. And then notice the other point is, so she asks, what are your guys' thoughts? And notice, right after he answers that, then he changes the subject and goes after Seth.
Makes it easier for us to fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Because your client
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, one more time.
Something I was going to ask you. Okay, so I did want to go back to where
Yeah.
you had said that you didn't think you ran away, that you ran away. So what do you think?
I don't have.
Listen.
Either one of us have an idea.
Yeah.
All we can tell you is that's why I asked you what did you exactly know in this case, what Seth has told you.
So, yeah, we don't have anything. What has Seth told you? Where is he at, Again, it's such a huge red flag. Like, how do you not have your own thoughts and theories? But no, you want to know what Seth knows, right? Because, clearly he's got this PI. He's trying to get answers. But you want to know what he knows. That's so sus. Right? He wasn't there. Obviously that's all he's got is to go off what he hears from interviews, and he's got to hire a PI that's got to be a mediator to get information from you. Where no wonder there's a clearly issues not long after this happened, because I'm sure this is what Seth had to deal with. Right? How dare you ask questions or have theories, right? I bring the proof and the truth.
Makes it easier for us to fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Because your client that's what he's paying.
Dylan Rounds was 19. If we're talking about Dylan Rounds. Sebastian, of course, 15. Now 16.
Oh, so I just need to know what's.
Yeah.
Because your client has an idea in his head, and that is his narrative that he's painting. Oh.
He has this narrative that he's painting. How dare he have this narrative? Really, it's just called a theory, that he's just trying to put together because, again, nothing makes sense. I don't blame him. And you're an asshole.
So I just need to know what's being said. And I'll fill you in.
And guarantee you, she's going to repeat he thinks maybe you guys left the door open, or maybe you guys, whatever. And then, of course, Chris would fucking, probably go at Seth about, how dare you think about this theory or whatever, this happening, Again, that's what would happen, right?
Seth, that I don't think he's kind of just back and forth about things,
And see, that's where he's stupid and he's wrong.
Well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know if he was lured. He doesn't know if something happened in the house.
Right. What is a part to think, Sebastian didn't go missing under Seth's roof. Happened under Katie's roof. And you got all these cameras in the neighborhood, not a single one, other than maybe the garbage can where he's taking it out. But other than that, a kid allegedly walking out with no shoes, in the middle of the night, again, makes no sense.
And there's nothing. There's no reason to insinuate, no reason to make that comment.
Well, I'm just being
Excuse me.
transparent with you.
But I'm pretty frank with you.
Yeah.
If there was something in there that they think had an issue, they would have already have gone down that route.
Well, I don't.
So that's a part that I want to try to clear up. I don't know if I'd be able to fix it all, but clearly Crispy's mad about his theory or whatever.
I don't know anything.
If there was something in there that they had an issue, they would have already have gone down that route.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know anything about what
Yeah, how dare him have a theory?
law enforcement is thinking or what they're doing. You know as well as I do, they don't share that with me, and they don't have to, and I don't expect them to.
Exactly.
Went to bed.
Okay, so we'll go just a little bit longer. So now you can see that clearly who's, trying to, keep the narrative right. I'm just going to play a little bit of this interview, but you just look at Crispy and now knowing how this, and I think this interview here was after what we just listened to. Correct me if I'm wrong in chat, if someone knows for sure, but I'm pretty sure this was after that phone call. I could be wrong. If not, they're around the same time frame. But now hearing how Crispy, even though Katie's right there and she can speak for herself, now look at just how Crispy is just kind of, you can tell the gears are turning beat for beat, the story.
He was doing something in his room because about an hour later I heard some noise and I was like, I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep.
Yes, RL. Agree.
And about midnight I got up and I went to bed. And 6 o'clock I went to wake him up for school Monday morning. And that's when he wasn't here.
Notice how he looks over just after. Of course, I've already kind of jumped in a bit. It's just so creepy for him to look over after she just finished telling the narrative, as if looking at the interviewer hey, are they believing this?
I was like, I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep. And about midnight I got up and I went to bed. And 6 o'clock I went to wake him up for school Monday morning. And that's when he wasn't here.
Right there. Now remember, I cut this in, but remember she's been speaking for a bit. And it's just interesting, he's looking okay, are they buying that? Right? So creepy. So creepy. All right, last thing, we'll finish up here. This took a little longer. But yeah, hopefully I'll get the original, and maybe with the original I'll be able to enhance it a little bit more. So let's just quickly talk about the theory. If you want to share, I could just do a poll, I guess. Maybe that would be better. Let me do this. That way no one feels kind of... do you think he made it home that night after Texas Roadhouse? Okay, yes, no. Oops. Not sure. Okay. So I put a poll up there. See what you guys think, where you guys are at. Do you think he made it home after Texas Roadhouse? That way no one feels kind of singled out. Because I'm kind of 60% he made it home, maybe 70%. I do still think there's a certain possibility there's something that happened. They act really funny, they get really defensive after Texas Roadhouse, which is really, really weird. So one thing, and I think I probably pointed this out before, but shout out to Silvers. If you notice, this is that lovely photo that SF released. Of course, he loves garbage trucks, right? But I noticed, I think this is on purpose, right? It's almost right in front of the house, right? That's part of the garage. The porch would be somewhere about right here, but obviously the truck would be blocking the porch. I think this is done on purpose to block most of the house. And I think part of the reason why is because the neighbor that has this footage, right, that lives in front of them, she said before they always left their porch light on. And here's Silvers coming months later after Sebastian went missing, driving through the neighborhood. And what do we see? Oh, well, what's that? That is the home. And yes, that is the front porch light on. Seems so interesting. And of course, the lady that has this footage said, yeah, the porch light was mysteriously not on that night. Coincidence or not? So now, did he take the trash out, or was it somebody else? And this is where I'm kind of, again, mixed, but I lean more towards he did, but I definitely could see where he didn't. So here is the home. Let me just Google map it here. We're almost finished up, but so here's the trash cans, right? So I'm assuming the trash can would be there. She pulls in, right? Now either he would come out the front door or the garage, or probably come out the garage door thing here. Now he would have to wheel this out. Now I'd assume, unless this would be really suspicious, these lights should be on by now. Now it's not mentioned in that. I'd be curious if Seth knows, if he remembers if these were on. If they weren't, then I would say that's super sus. But I think the garbage can gets put here, because you can kind of see in the photo there, you can kind of see what looks like to be the garbage can and then the neighbors next door. So I'm pretty sure this is the garbage can right here. So that means he would have walked, or whoever would have walked in front of this light. So that's where I'm like, how, again, it's still far away, but again, you would think maybe you'd be able to see him. But again, if that garage light wasn't on, then yeah, I could see where, it's just going to be a damn shadow wheeling that out. But I'd be curious to know, was that on? Then the other thing is okay, so if it wasn't Sebastian, who else would be? Oh, God damn it. Gosh darn it.
It has been 453 days since now 16.
Sorry, I know you guys want to hear that again. But the other question would be, if it's not Sebastian, then it would be, I guess, Katie, right? But, clearly Katie and Sebastian, their size is a little bit different. Not to say if it's pitch black, she couldn't, she's not much taller than Sebastian. I'm trying to find that spot here where they're walking. So here's them walking. He's, she's slightly a little bit taller. Clearly he's, going through his growth spurt. Other than her having, being a little bit wider, being an adult, it would be interesting. I guess, she could dress in dark clothing and kind of run and skip like him. And since the camera is far away, I guess she could pull it off. Let's see where we're at. Oh, wow, it's pretty divided. So right now we have over 100 votes. Right now, 38% no. Did not make it home. So it's kind of changing. It's really divided. It's almost down the middle here. Not sure, 31%. Yes, 31%. So people are very divided on that. That is interesting. As I said, I am a little divided as well. That is interesting for life. Yeah, now they did say that, allegedly, Crispy says that the dog kind of runs towards the front of the yard. So maybe that's him tracking the one and only scent of Sebastian, if that was Sebastian. But again, the whole dog thing, I think, is just an excuse for the other side to say, oh, look, Sebastian was there, but yeah. Right, me and you. I know. Poor child. Good to see you, Seth. I'm not sure if this is the real Seth or not, because I've seen two Seths, and I think the other handle is different. Either way, also keep in mind, Katie lied about the FBI clearing up the video of Sebastian. Oh, if that is true, no, that would not surprise me. That would not surprise me at all. That's probably why Crispy does most of the talking, right? That is interesting. Now, they say the floodlights were on later on, remember, in the Nancy Grace, but remember, that's later. They could have been turned on after the trash can was taken out. That's why I'm like, do we know if the lights were on when the trash can was be taken out? Because, again, if they were off, then that's suspicious. But again, porch light off. So, yeah, super strange. But I will hopefully get the original, and then I'll probably enhance it, do more work with it, because I feel like there's definitely some more stuff. Hopefully you guys heard some stuff you didn't before, or made some stuff out that you couldn't before, because again, the audio's obviously, no fault to Justin or whoever recorded it. It's just, they start kind of talking away from the phone. But I do think there's some important stuff in there. Marie says, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. Hey, Seth, good to see you. It's always trying to keep Sebastian's name out there. But I do appreciate everybody coming in and hitting that, supporting the channel and hitting that like button. Thank you to my wonderful members. And then, of course, to everybody that, donated. Maybe one of these days we'll hit that goal so we can get Snarky Chris out. But I'll be back on live tomorrow. Definitely always going to keep Sebastian's name out there and keep focusing on that. I did release something for the Patreons, and then I'm working on something for the members as well. And then hopefully maybe we'll have a live tomorrow for the members. But thank you to my wonderful mod D for coming in here, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Just kind of last minute. So the lights were always on. Yeah. But of course that's Chris. And we know we can't trust everything he says. But thank you, Michelle. Thank you to everybody tuning in. Elisa, me and you, Emmy, Bella, Florida, Ann, Rabini, Mimi, Deanne, Gail, Barb, Kiki, of course. Thank you so much. Arvel. So many I could shout out. Be here all night. But I appreciate everybody as always. We'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, thank you, lady. I appreciate you, the emails and everything. And that goes with Kiki and others that emailed me earlier today. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cheeky. You guys are the best. Kiki, God bless. All right, we will see you guys mañana. Maybe we'll cover Tyler Robinson. We'll see. But I am going to work on that phone call if I get it, the original, for sure. And I'll probably just upload it just as a video so everybody can just, check it out for themselves. And, yeah. Hey, Susie, your oldest fan. That's awesome. Thank you, Susie. As in old as in knowledge. It's just a number. All right. God bless, guys. See you tomorrow. Have a great, wonderful rest of your Thursday.